guys, welcome to an hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the baseball team and their recent game against Fort Zumwalt West, performance of the week, and a look at how the rest of the teams did throughout this week. The baseball team was preparing to defend their field against a very evenly matched Fort Zumwalt West. This season has been nothing short of a roller coaster season for the boys, as they have beaten great teams in Vianney and Rockwood Summit, but have lost to less than average teams in teams like DeSmet. The boys started this conference matchup with a bang as they took a 2-0 lead in the second, and then doubled their lead in the fourth. Fort Zumwalt West would answer back with a run of their own, as that ended a great pitching performance by Jackson Mitchell, and the Knights led 4-1 going into the sixth inning. But in the seventh, the Jacks were rallying back when Adam Lang had a great save with his pitching performance, boosting the Knights to a 4-3 dub. Player of the game goes to Bryce Ruiz, who went 3 for 3 and had 3 RBIs. Next, this week's performance of the week will be going to the only undefeated team here at Francis Howe North, and they are known as the boys tennis team. The boys played the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs, who came in with a very solid record at 6-3. And the Knights just slaughtered them in a 9-0 blowout, meaning they were flawless in their 3 doubles matches and 6 singles matches. This is the worst loss the Bulldogs have taken all season. The Knights also have notable wins against Francis Howe High and Timberland. Finally, we will now be looking at how some of the other sports teams did throughout this week. Boys volleyball went 2-1 this week with 2-0 wins over Rittner and Fort Zumwalt South and a 2-0 loss against DeSmet. Girls soccer went 1-1 this week as they avenged a loss from earlier this season to Fort Zumwalt West 3-2, but got swept by Holt this season with a loss this week 3-0. And rugby took their first L of the season to DeSmet 19-22 in an absolute nail-biter. Well, that's all for me, guys. Make sure to subscribe and check out Audrey Dickerber's video, Northside News, which drops every Monday. And if you missed it, check out Jacob Delaney's Sports Break with Jake. Thanks for tuning in to An Hour with Lauer. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Emily Hood, and thank you so much for tuning in here on FHNtoday TV on the Hood Report. This week's episode, we are going to be talking about Tiger Woods' comeback championship, the fires at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, and a recap of Coachella 2019. Tiger Woods, the king of golf in the late 90s and 2000s, has finally come back this weekend with an impressive 5th Masters win. This win was his first major championship win since 2008. Woods made history as the first African American to win a Masters championship alongside his father, who was watching at the stands at the 1997 Masters at Augusta National. Because of this most recent Masters win, President Trump will be presenting Woods with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Even with this huge win, Tiger has been kind of quiet about his plans for the future and plans to compete less this season than he has in previous seasons. The world-famous Notre Dame Cathedral was a symbol of Paris and caught fire on Monday, destroying some of the building. The fire sent the renowned spiral and parts of the roof tumbling after they were engulfed in flames. Construction had been occurring to renovate the building that was built in the and the effort is also backed by Pope Francis to help heal the city of Paris. And finally, the first weekend of Coachella, one of the most popular U.S. music festivals all year, wrapped up, and Of course, there were some headlines about it. Ariana Grande made history as the youngest artist to ever headline the music festival, but unfortunately her set was filled with plenty of technical issues. From sound going out to malfunctions with Nicki Minaj's in-ear pieces, the set was still filled with tons of memorable moments, including a surprise guest appearance by NSYNC. Weekend 2 is going to be filled with even more excitement as there will be performances by artists you guys probably know like Childish Gambino and Billie Eilish. Alright, and that is all the stories that we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of The Hood Report. As always, catch Sports Break with Jake next week on Thursday. Catch up on all the professional and college sports news from him. And I hope you all have a great week.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sports Break with Jake. This Tiger Woods' recent victory in the Masters, and I'll be bringing on Cole Sherman to talk about if college athletes should be paid. This past weekend, Tiger Woods took on the Masters at Augusta National Golf Course. This past weekend, Tiger shot more aggressively than he does in the past because he realized that he needed to keep up with these younger guys, and he ended up shooting 14 under par in this tournament. And many other golfers look up to him because he is such a great guy and he is a mentor to all these other players. This past weekend, he received his 5th green jacket, which is his 15th major tournament victory. And many people are asking, is Tiger back? And I think that Tiger Woods is back, and I think he's here to stay, and he's going to be on top for this sport for a while because he is one of the most experienced players in this sport. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see Tiger back because I used to watch him whenever I was younger, and he used to be such a great player back in the day, and with this recent slump that he has lately, it is nice to see him back performing at a high level. A couple weeks ago, Virginia's men's basketball team won the national championship, which brought a close to March Madness. With all the revenue that they bring in, the question comes up, should college athletes be paid? And I'm going to bring in Cole Sherman to talk about that.
Hey guys. So, 60% of D1 and D2 athletes don't get scholarships. This leaves 4 of every 10 college athletes to be left with having to pay normal tuition.
On top of having to train year-round for their sport, athletes also have to balance their classes.
This leads to an ultimate stress level of having to deal with team activity and work in the classroom.
The NCAA brings in more than $1 billion a year just from the tournament.
This revenue is all brought in due to the players and them who are putting on the show at no cost. And as goes for us two here, we both believe that college athletes should be paid.
Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out Emily Hood's The Hood Report and Dylan Lauer's Hour with Lauer tomorrow.
And make sure to check out my recent boys golf story on FHN Game Day.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Hey guys, welcome to an Hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the baseball team and their recent game against Fort Zumwalt West, performance of the week, and a look at how the rest of the teams did throughout this week. The baseball team was preparing to defend their field against a very evenly matched Fort Zumwalt West. This season has been nothing short of a roller coaster season for the boys, as they have beaten great teams in Vianney and Rockwood Summit, but have lost to less than average teams in teams like DeSmet. The boys started this conference matchup with a bang as they took a 2-0 lead in the second, and then doubled their lead in the fourth. Fort Zumwalt West would answer back with a run of their own, as that ended a great pitching performance by Jackson Mitchell, and the Knights led 4-1 going into the 6th inning. But in the 7th, the Jacks were rallying back when Adam Lang had a great save with his pitching performance, boosting the Knights to a 4-3 dub. Player of the game goes to Bryce Ruiz, who went 3 for 3 and had 3 RBIs. Next, this week's Performance of the Week will be going to the only undefeated team here at Francis Isle North. and they are known as the boys tennis team. The boys played the Fortune South Bulldogs, who came in with a very solid record at 6-3. And the Knights just slaughtered them in a 9-0 blowout, meaning they were flawless in their 3 doubles matches and 6 singles matches. This is the worst loss the Bulldogs have taken all season. The Knights also have notable wins against Francis Howell High and Timberland. Finally, we will now be looking at how some of the other sports teams did throughout this week. Boys volleyball went 2-1 this week with 2-0 wins over Rittner and Fort Zumwalt South and a 2-0 loss against DeSmet. Girls soccer went 1-1 this week as they avenged a loss from earlier this season to Fort Zumwalt West 3-2, but got swept by Holt this season with a loss this week 3-0. And rugby took their first L of the season to DeSmet 19-22 in an absolute nail-biter. Well, that's all for me, guys. Make sure to subscribe and check out Audrey Dickerber's video, Northside News, which drops every Monday. And if you missed it, check out Jacob Delaney's Sports Break with Jake. Thanks for tuning in to An Hour with Lauer. Bye, guys.
Hood, and thank you so much for tuning in here on FHNtoday TV on the Hood Report. This week's episode, we are going to be talking about Tiger Woods' comeback championship, the fires at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, and a recap of Coachella 2019. Tiger Woods, the king of golf in the late 90s and 2000s, has finally come back this weekend with an impressive 5th Masters win. This win was his first major championship win since 2008. Woods made history as the first African American to win a Masters championship alongside his father, who was watching at the stands at the 1997 Masters at Augusta National. Because of this most recent Masters win, President Trump will be presenting Woods with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Even with this huge win, Tiger has been kind of quiet about his plans for the future and plans to compete less this season than he has in previous seasons. The world-famous Notre Dame Cathedral was a symbol of Paris and caught fire on Monday, destroying some of the building. The fire sent the renowned spiral and parts of the roof tumbling after they were engulfed in flames. Construction had been occurring to renovate the building that was built in the 13th century, and authorities say right now they think the fire was started by something related to the construction. Authorities also say that the overall structure of the cathedral is still intact, but there could be some vulnerabilities near its vault. The 2 most important relics in the building were also able to be saved in the fire. That was a tunic worn by St. Louis and a crown of thorns believed to be worn by Jesus. There is hope for the future of the famous church, as some of Europe's richest have pledged hundreds of $millions to help rebuild the cathedral, and the effort is also backed by Pope Francis to help heal the city of Paris. And finally, the first weekend of Coachella, one of the most popular U.S. music festivals all year, wrapped up, and of course there were some headlines about it. Ariana Grande made history as the youngest artist to ever headline the music festival, but unfortunately her set was filled with plenty of technical issues. From sound going out to malfunctions with Nicki Minaj's in-ear pieces, the set was still filled with tons of memorable moments, including a surprise guest appearance by NSYNC. Weekend 2 is going to be filled with even more excitement, as there will be performances by artists you guys probably know, like Childish Gambino and Billie Eilish. Alright, and that is all the stories that we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Hood Report. As always, catch Sports Break with Jake next week on Thursday. Catch up on all the professional and college sports news from him. And I hope you all have a great week.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sports Break. I'll be talking about Tiger Woods' recent victory in the Masters, and I'll be bringing on Cole Sherman to talk about if college athletes This past weekend, Tiger Woods took on the Masters at Augusta National Golf Course. This past weekend, Tiger shot more aggressively than he does in the past because he realized that he needed to keep up with these younger guys, and he ended up shooting 14 under par in this tournament. And many other golfers look up to him because he is such a great guy and he is a mentor to all these other players. This past weekend, he received his 5th green jacket, which is his 15th major tournament victory. And many people are asking, is Tiger back? And I think that Tiger Woods is back, and I think he's here to stay, and he's going to be on top for this sport for a while because he is one of the most experienced players in this sport. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see Tiger back because I used to watch him whenever I was younger, and he used to be such a great player back in the day, and with this recent slump that he has lately, it is nice to see him back performing at a high level. A couple weeks ago, Virginia's men's basketball team won the national championship, which brought a close to March Madness. With all the revenue that they bring in, the question comes up, should college athletes be paid? And I'm going to bring in Cole Sherman to talk about that.
Hey guys. So, 60% of D1 and D2 athletes don't get scholarships. This leaves 4 of every 10 college athletes to be left with having to pay normal tuition.
On top of having to train year-round for their sport, athletes also have to balance their classes.
This leads to an ultimate stress level of having to deal with team activity and work in the classroom.
The NCAA brings in more than $1 billion a year just from the tournament.
This revenue is all brought in due to the players and them who are putting on the show at no cost. And as goes for us two here, we both believe that college athletes should be paid.
Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out Emily Hood's The Hood Report and Dylan Lauer's Hour with Lauer tomorrow.
And make sure to check out my recent boys golf story on FHN Game Day.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Hey guys, welcome to an Hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the baseball team in their recent game against Fort Zumwalt West, performance of the week, and a look at how the rest of the teams did throughout this week. The baseball team was preparing to defend their field against a very evenly matched Fort Zumwalt West. This season has been nothing short of a roller coaster season for the boys, as they have beaten great teams in Vianney and Rockwood Summit, but have lost to less than average teams in teams like DeSmet. The boys started this conference matchup with a bang as they took a 2-0 lead in the second, and then doubled their lead in the fourth. Fort Zumwalt West would answer back with a run of their own, as that ended a great pitching performance by Jackson Mitchell, and the Knights led 4-1 going into the 6th inning. But in the 7th, the Jacks were rallying back when Adam Lang had a great save with his pitching performance, boosting the Knights to a 4-3 dub. Player of the game goes to Bryce Ruiz, who went 3 for 3 and had 3 RBIs. Next, this week's Performance of the Week will be going to the only undefeated team here at Francistown North, and they are known as the boys tennis team. The boys played the Fort Zumwalt South Bulldogs, who came in with a very solid record at 6-3. And the Knights just slaughtered them in a 9-0 blowout, meaning they were flawless in their 3 doubles matches and 6 singles matches. This is the worst loss the Bulldogs have taken all season. The Knights also have notable wins against Francis Howell High, and Timberland. Finally, we will now be looking at how some of the other sports teams did throughout this week. Boys volleyball went 2-1 this week with 2-0 wins over Rittner and Fort Zumwalt South and a 2-0 loss against DeSmet. Girls soccer went 1-1 this week as they avenged a loss from earlier this season to Fort Zumwalt West 3-2, but got swept by Holt this season with a loss this week 3-0. And rugby took their first L of the season to DeSmet 19-22 in an absolute nail-biter. Well, that's all for me, guys. Make sure to subscribe and check out Audrey Dickerber's video, Northside News, which drops every Monday. And if you missed it, check out Jacob Delaney's Sports Break with Jake. Thanks for tuning in to An Hour with Lauer. Bye, guys.
Hey guys, what's up? My name is Emily Hood, and thank you so much for tuning in here on Today TV on the Hood Report. This week's episode, we are going to be talking about Tiger Woods' comeback championship, the fires at the Notre Dame Cathedral in Paris, and a recap of Coachella 2019. Tiger Woods, the king of golf in the late 90s and 2000s, has finally come back this weekend with an impressive 5th Masters win. This win was his first major championship win since 2008. Woods made history as the first African American to win a Masters championship alongside his father, who was watching at the stands at the 1997 Masters at Augusta National. Because of this most recent Masters win, President Trump will be presenting Woods with the Presidential Medal of Freedom. Even with this huge win, Tiger has been kind of quiet about his plans for the future and plans to compete less this season than he has in previous seasons. The world-famous Notre Dame Cathedral was a symbol of Paris and caught fire on Monday, destroying some of the building. The fire sent the renowned spiral and parts of the roof tumbling after they were engulfed in flames. Construction had been occurring to renovate the building that was built in the 13th century, and authorities say right now they think the fire was started by something related to the construction. Authorities also say that the overall structure of the cathedral is still intact, but there could be some vulnerabilities near its vault. The two most important relics in the building were also able to be saved in the fire. That was a tunic worn by St. Louis and a crown of thorns believed to be worn by Jesus. There is hope for the future of the famous church, as some of Europe's richest have pledged hundreds of millions of dollars to help rebuild the cathedral, and the effort is also backed by Pope Francis to help heal the city of Paris. And finally, the first weekend of Coachella, one of the most popular U.S. music festivals all year, wrapped up, and of course there were some headlines about it. Ariana Grande made history as the youngest artist to ever headline the music festival, but unfortunately her set was filled with plenty of technical issues. From sound going out to malfunctions with Nicki Minaj's in-ear pieces, the set was still filled with tons of memorable moments, including a surprise guest appearance by NSYNC. Weekend 2 is going to be filled with even more excitement, as there will be performances by artists you guys probably know, like Childish Gambino and Billie Eilish. Alright, and that is all the stories that we have for you today. Thank you so much for tuning into this week's episode of the Hood Report. As always, catch Sports Break with Jake next week on Thursday. Catch up on all the professional and college sports news from him. And I hope you all have a great week.
To another episode of Sports Break with Jake, talking about Tiger Woods' recent victory in the Masters, and I'll be bringing on Cole Sherman to talk about if college athletes should be paid. This past weekend, Tiger Woods took on the Masters at Augusta National Golf Course. This past weekend, Tiger shot more aggressively than he does in the past because he realized that he needed to keep up with these younger guys, and he ended up shooting 14 under par in this tournament. And many other golfers look up to him because he is such a great guy and he is a mentor to all these other players. This past weekend, he received his 5th green jacket, which is his 15th major tournament victory. And many people are asking, is Tiger back? And I think that Tiger Woods is back, and I think he's here to stay, and he's going to be on top for this sport for a while because he is one of the most experienced players in this sport. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really excited to see Tiger back because I used to watch him whenever I was younger, and he used to be such a great player back in the day, and with this recent slump that he has lately, it is nice to see him back performing at a high level. A couple weeks ago, Virginia's men's basketball team won the national championship, which brought a close to March Madness. With all the revenue that they bring in, the question comes up, should college athletes be paid? And I'm going to bring in Cole Sherman to talk about that.
Hey guys. So, 60% of D1 and D2 athletes don't get scholarships. This leaves 4 of every 10 college athletes to be left with having to pay normal tuition.
On top of having to train year-round for their sport, athletes also have to balance their classes.
This leads to an ultimate stress level of having to deal with team activity and work in the classroom.
The NCAA brings in more than $1 billion a year just from the tournament.
This revenue is all brought in due to the players and them who are putting on the show at no cost. And as goes for us two here, we both believe that college athletes should be paid.
Thank you guys for watching, and be sure to check out Emily Hood's The Hood Report and Dylan Lauer's Hour with Lauer tomorrow.
And make sure to check out my recent boys golf story on FHN Game Day.
Bye guys.
Bye guys.
Hey guys, welcome to an Hour with Lauer. Well, actually, it's only a couple of minutes. Today, we'll be talking about the baseball team and their recent game against Fort Wall West, performance of the week, and a look at how the rest of the teams did throughout this week. The baseball team was preparing to defend their field against a very evenly matched Fort Wall West. This season has been nothing short of a roller coaster season for the boys, as they have beaten great teams in Vianney and Rockwood Summit, but have lost to less than average teams in teams like DeSmet. The boys started this conference matchup with a bang as they took a 2-0 lead in the second, and then doubled their lead in the fourth. Fort Wall West would answer back with a run of their own, as that ended a great pitching performance by Jackson Mitchell, and the Knights led 4-1 going into the sixth inning. But in the seventh, the Jacks were rallying back when Adam Lang had a great save with his pitching performance, boosting the Knights.
Cameron is accompanied by her parents, Aaron and Scott Bell. our seniors and our parents, and thank you for this time, this year. At this time, I would like to ask everyone to please stand. Gentlemen, remove your caps as we honor our nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Hello and welcome to Francis Howell North High School for tonight's senior night girls lacrosse game. My name's Gavin Anderson, joined alongside me is Parker Killian to bring you tonight's senior night action. It's a little cloudy here, Parker. We had some rain off and on all day. It's been raining all week, but it looks like the weather is going to hold up for us tonight for this girls lacrosse game. The girls Francis Howell North team is going to be facing against the Belleville Township Pride from Belleville, Illinois. Both teams come in with a losing record. Belleville with a record of 4-5, and Francis Howell with a record of 6-9. Parker, like we mentioned, it is senior night here at North. What are the North Knights going to have to do to make sure that these seniors go out with the win for their final game here at North?
Well, they currently have a total of 12 seniors, and hopefully tonight all those seniors will come out with a bang, and for some of them this may be their last season playing lacrosse, and this will be their time to shine and hopefully pull off a strong victory against Belleville.
Some of these players will be going off to college to play lacrosse at college. Olivia Roth, one of them, is going to be going to Lindenwood University to continue her lacrosse career. But like you mentioned, Parker, North Knights have 12 seniors coming in. That leaves just about 5 to 6 of them who are not seniors. So next year is going to look a little different, but with all these seniors, they've all worked together majority of the year, majority of their high school career. So they've definitely bonded together. It's going to be a great game. And, you know, like we mentioned, with those 12, it's probably going to be their last couple games playing at least with each other. Maybe they'll play against each other in college. But they've taught these younger players well just how to play at the varsity level. But what we're going to have to talk about is Heavenly Nichols. Parker, what has Heavenly Nichols done for the Knights this year?
Well, she currently leads the team in goals with 59 and even shots at 110. She's definitely done a lot on offense for the Knights, and hopefully she'll also come out with a bang just like the 12 seniors, and then we should have a really good lacrosse game.
Last time I announced girls lacrosse here, Heavenly Nichols had a record night of 10 goals in one game. She had 6 straight goals, and it is going to be exciting as for the Belleville Township Pride, their leading scorer is Olivia Fattrell with 23 goals, and just the next person behind that is Maya Allison with only 4 goals. So really, the North Knights, in order to win this one, they're going to have to keep Olivia Futrell under control as we are off here at Francis Howell North, as it is Autumn Schrader who has the ball. Schrader is behind the net, passes it to Cameron Bell. Bell looking for her teammate, that is Emma Vernon. Vernon to Sam Harris. Sam Harris also going to play college lacrosse, as that is back to Schrader. The North Knights really are going to have to keep possession of the ball, as that one is going to be a goal early for the Knights.
Great start of the game and a great goal by Autumn Schrader on her senior night.
Autumn Schrader, that is just her 20th goal. She's the second leading scorer here for the North Knights. And like we mentioned, the seniors are going to really have to step up here tonight. And Autumn Schrader already doing that with scoring an early goal here just under a minute. It took about 50 seconds for that first goal, and it is going to be an early start. Both teams, like we mentioned earlier, Parker, under 500, with the Township Pride only 1 game under 500, and the Howell North Knights only 3 games under 500. If the North Knights want to end their season at 500, they're going to have to win every single game for the rest of the year, as Schrader has the ball again.
One huge advantage for the Knights in this game is, well, being senior Knights. As we've mentioned, they have 12 seniors, so they're a very experienced lacrosse team, and they even got some future college lacrosse players, and they even have some really good juniors, such as Heavenly Nichols, who leads the team in goals. So they're a very old, experienced team and know a lot of the fundamentals of lacrosse and should be able to pull off a victory tonight.
Like you mentioned, Parker, they're a well-fundamental team, and that is a big advantage for a team like the North Knights, especially on senior night, because every player knows that this is their final game here at North. So they're going to want to come out and finish the game strong. It looks like there was a penalty called. Looks like the penalty was called on the Township Pride.
In lacrosse, penalties work just like soccer, where we have yellow flags and red flags, and looked like there was a yellow flag there.
Nice save by the Township Pride goalie, Josie Yakel. This is a great season for her as well, as she has a decent record of 3-5 this year.
Both teams battling for the ball as Belleville takes possession, looking to take the ball downfield, trying to tie the game.
That's Kaylee Chernard who has the ball. Really, this is the first time the Township Pride have had possession, at least like that, and that is going to be saved by Madeline DeGraw. Madeline DeGraw, another senior here, senior goalie. She's allowed 67 goals this year, but she has a record of 2-3, which is not too bad.
And Cameron Bell showing some great speed with a near breakaway there.
Cameron Bell behind the net, looking for a teammate.
Excellent effort there by Cameron Bell, as she was almost able to pull off a breakaway on her senior night. And she'll be playing in college as well as some of these other seniors.
That is going to be another penalty, it looks like, on the Belleville Township Pride, as that was Selena Wang going up the middle. The student section starting to turn up here, as there's also a volleyball game going on. So it is like we said, Parker, it is senior night. It is also senior night for boys volleyball. So half of the Goonies are going to be there supporting them, and then half are going to be here. And it looks like that is going to be another goal for the North Knights. That was number 15, Selena Wang, another senior here. So both the goals scored by these seniors on senior night.
As we've been saying, being senior night, the seniors are going to really have to come out with a bang, and so far both goals are from our seniors, Autumn Schrader and Selena Wang.
Ellen Davis comes in for Emma Vernon. Give Vernon a little rest here as we're getting ready to start play here again with 20 minutes and 45 seconds left in this first half, as that is Autumn Schrader again who has the ball. Deflected by the defender, Kaylee Kroos, but Schrader able to pick it up again. Knights have pretty much controlled the ball all day today, as that is going to be picked up by the Township Pride. That was Riley Wills, and Wills is going to start this one here for the Township Pride. Down the far side is the Township Pride.
Looking to get an open offensive scoring opportunity, but didn't have the accuracy on that shot.
Just a bit wide as that one rolls out of bounds. It is going to be brought in by Chidera Igbu. This is really the first time that the Township Pride have had really the opportunity to score a goal, as that is going to be Kraus again with the ball. Kraus looking for somebody to pass it to. Looks like the Township Pride are going to try to slow down the North's offense here and play a little offense there themselves and see what the North Knights defense can do here, as the whistle's going to be blown.
So far, it's been a very fast-paced game from both teams. As well, so far, the Knights are leading to nothing, but recently the Belleville's been able to take the ball downfield and have some close scoring opportunities, and the Knights will be needing to play some strong defense here, especially if they want to keep their lead.
Defense is a big part of winning games here at any level of play. Defense is what's going to help you win games. So a strong defense, especially in the start for the North Knights, is going to be big. But that's going to be scored by the Township Pride. That's going to make this a 2-1 game here.
Belleville goal scored by number 5, Olivia Futrell.
And there's Olivia Futrell again. Parker, like we mentioned earlier, she is the leading scorer for this team, as that is her 24th goal on the year, making it a 2-1 game here with 18 minutes and 18 seconds left to play here in this first half.
She's someone, Olivia Futrell, who just scored the goal, is someone who the Knights are going to have to look out for, because, as you said, she leads the team in goals, and she even leads the team in assists with 8 and shots with 30, so she's definitely been a huge offensive factor for Belleville, and she's definitely someone the Knights are going to have to look out for if they want to keep a good lead.
And it's kind of interesting because Futrell's first main position is defense and her second position is attacking. So for somebody whose their main position is defense and a secondary as attacking, it's kind of interesting to see them see her leading the team in scores. That just shows you how well that anybody can play.
And so, Gavin, so far as we've been in this game, what have been the biggest strengths from both teams?
Well, Parker, we're going to start with the North Knights. Like we mentioned, 12 seniors on the team, senior night. What other way to start off senior night than two seniors, as Selena Wang and Autumn Schrader, scoring the first two goals? they started the game great on offense. They've pretty much put this whole entire game on offense so far. The Belleville Township had very few possessions on offense, but that's going to transfer over here as we saw. The one big scoring opportunity that we saw Belleville have was they had that one good scoring opportunity, and they capitalized it by the leading scorer Olivia Fattrell. So both teams are going to have to find their strengths and weaknesses early. And like we mentioned, defense is going to be a big part of both of these games. So the North Knights are going to have to really step it up on defense and really attack on offense. If they can attack on offense like they have been, it should be a good game as we're getting ready to start here again. As that is going to be won by Belleville and going to be picked up by the North Knights on the near side. That was number 33, Sam Harris, who had the ball. It is on the ground. It is going to be still on the ground. Somebody trying to pick it up, and that is going to be Reese Bennett for the Township Pride. Long pass, but it's going to be picked up by Sarah Gerke.
Nice looking to get a scoring opportunity here. Sarah Gerke using her speed.
Gerke, another one of those seniors, passes it to Paige Westerman. Westerman using her speed to get on the far right side of the net, now behind the net, passes it to Kaylee Skykis, who Skykis passes it to Heavenly Nichols, who leads the team in goals, like we mentioned, with 59 goals. And that is going to be another goal by the North Knights. That was Heavenly Nichols, like we just mentioned. That is goal number 60 on the year.
And a great goal by Heavenly Nichols. A great assist as well.
Like we mentioned earlier, Parker, she had a breakout performance a couple weeks ago where she scored 10 goals in one game, and it was 7 consecutive games. That was back on April 10th versus my bad. It was April 8th versus Frances Howell.
If she can have another breakout performance tonight, then we could possibly pull off a strong victory, along with our 12 seniors and even just the team as a whole. We just got to find those strong scoring opportunities and don't let the offense get past the defense.
As that is going to be Sam Harris with the ball. Sam Harris up the middle. Ball is on the ground, and it looks like the whistle is going to be blown. So Sam Harris is going to take this ball into start play with 16 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the first half. Score of 3-1, Frances Howell North. The last game that the North Knights played, they lost against Ursuline.
As the Knights score and increase their lead to 4-1.
Good score there by the Knights. Like I was saying, the last game that the North Knights played, they lost against Ursuline 17-8.
Sam Harris.
That is Sam Harris's third goal on the season. Another goal by a senior.
So far, 3 goals from 3 different seniors in this game. And looks like Riley Witherby will be taking over as goalie as Madeline DeGraw comes into play attacker.
Riley Witherby is 2-2 on the year, and she's only allowed 54 goals this year. As that is going to be picked up on the far side by the Township Pride. Good speed by Kelisha Gilmore.
But the shot was too wide.
Going to be inbounded by Haley Chenard on that right side of the goal. as that is now Olivia Futrell who has it. Futrell, like we said, leading the team in goals as she has one here today, which makes it 30 on the year, as that is picked up by the North Knights, and that is Haley Jenkins with the ball here on the near side. Ball kind of slips out there like we mentioned earlier, Parker. It was raining off and on all day, and it's been raining all week, so that turf is going to be a little wet, but it has stopped raining for the past hour or so. So it should be a good night for lacrosse. Weather looks like it's going to hold up, as Township Pride looks like they were looking for their teammate, but 3 Knights there to block it and pick it up, as that ball is still bounced around. Picked up by the North Knights, as that was Sam Harris who had the ball.
So far it's been a very aggressive game from both teams. And as we've been saying, our seniors being their senior night, they're going to need to be playing hard, which they have been so far, as we're leading 4-1, and we've had some great defense and offense being played, as Samantha Harris showing off her speed, and as she passes to other fellow senior Madeline DeGraw, who looking to find an opening.
Madeline DeGraw was at the goalie position to start off, takes off the goalie equipment, and is now playing on offense here for the North Knights. As it is going to be taken by the Township Pride. That is Taja Ferguson, now taken back again by the North Knights. That is Heavenly Nichols who has the ball, passes it to her teammate, trying to pass it to Madeline DeGraw, but picked up by Cameron Bell. Cameron Bell right around the 15-yard line. Whistle's going to be called again. Parker, with a lot of these seniors are what helped start this lacrosse team, as lacrosse wasn't really introduced until about 4 or 5 years ago here at the school. So most of these varsity girls, seniors, are the ones who really started the lacrosse program and really got this lacrosse program going to begin with.
That's right, Gavin, and they've been showing it as well, especially Autumn Schrader and Selena Wing, who both had some really strong goals, and Samantha Harris as well. They're a very old, experienced team, and they've certainly been showing it tonight, and if they can keep showing it, they could possibly pull off a really strong victory on their senior night.
Heavenly Nichols just turns on the afterburners up the middle, but just a bit wide. As you can see, Heavenly Nichols, as we mentioned, leading goal scorer, but she wants to make sure that these seniors leave this game, their final home game, with a victory. As Yakel looking for a teammate, picked up by Ellen Davis, but good block by Yakel.
Has a hard hit there and a foul.
That was a hard hit by Selena Wang, as Wang and Najar both go down. Like we mentioned, it is a little slick out there. We've already seen some players slip here and there, as that is loose on the ground, picked up by Maya Allison. Allison taking it on the far side of the field to about the 20-yard line. Little spin move there, but good save by Riley Witherby. Witherby's had some excellent saves this year, as she's proven that she is a good candidate for this goalie position.
That's right, she certainly has, and she'll most likely the next season be Malin DeGraw's replacement, as this is DeGraw's senior night, and Riley Witherby being a junior, she'll most likely be next year's starting goalie. And her and DeGraw have both been playing a great season so far, as they've both got save percentages of DeGraw having .407 and Witherby having .465, and a lot of minutes.
as that is going to be on the far side by the North Knights. Ball on the ground, picked up by Grace Kent in the Belleville Township, taken by Heavenly Nichols, Selena Wang, excuse me, as Selena Wang gets her second goal on the night.
And a great attack by Selena Wang on her senior night, as she now has 2 goals.
Scored by number 15, Selena Wang.
And while the Knights were making that play, Aaron Fleming came into the game for Samantha Harris.
As this night has been taken over by the seniors, 4 of the 5 goals have been scored by these seniors.
As we've been saying a lot throughout the game, with the 12 seniors the Knights have there, they've been needing to come out with a bang, and they've definitely been showing that tonight. They've had some great communication and great energy, and they've been finding ways to just get that ball into the net.
That was taken up the field by Mia Allison, as Heavenly Nichols is going to get a yellow card for that hit. So Nichols gonna sit out this one for a little bit, which is gonna hurt the Knights on offense. As we mentioned, she is the leading goal scorer. She has 60 goals on the year, but that gives another senior plenty of playing opportunity here. As we mentioned, there are 12 seniors, as this is Caitlin Najjar who has the ball. Najjar to about the 35-yard line. Najjar looking for somebody to pass it to. Little dump pass to Riley Wills, who goes up the middle, but good defense by the North Knights. Knights showing strong defense here early, as we have 9 minutes and 30 seconds left of this first half. Student section here. Student section starting to get a little more full now to support these seniors here for their final home game of the year, as it is number 15, Riley Wills. You're going to be behind the net, pass a little high for Reese Bennett. It's going to be inbounded by the Township Pride.
As they look to decrease the 5-1 lead, and the Knights looking to play a strong defense, which they've been playing all game, as they've only given up 1 goal, which is good in lacrosse. As a timeout is called.
And it looks like there's going to be another timeout on the field.
So, Gavin, with there only being 8 minutes and 31 seconds left in this first half, so how is this game? How has this game been going so far from each team? Like, what have there been their biggest strengths and weaknesses?
Parker, this is an exciting game. You know, senior night is something that each team looks for, but at the same time, they don't, because they know that their seniors are playing their final game. But it's also exciting for the seniors because they know that they've left their mark here at North, and they're going to continue on their careers somewhere else. But it has just been an exciting game. As we mentioned, senior night, all the seniors are going to want to step up, and 4 out of the 5 goals have been scored by the seniors. You can't ask for anything else from the seniors than the score goals. And as you can see, both teams are really enjoying it here, trying to take in every little second that they can. But on the Township side, they're from Illinois. They get to come out of state to St. Charles, Missouri to play lacrosse. I mean, that's super fun to go play in a different state. They're having fun. I mean, both teams have a losing record, but they are out here having fun, trying to improve their record. The Township Pride have only had, they're only down 1 game from 500. They haven't been playing too terribly bad, though. They just need to step up on offense and maybe improve their defense a little bit. But for the Howell North Knights, they've been excellent all year round. That one goal that they allowed to the Township Pride lead scorer Olivia Futrell. But other than that, the Knights have played excellent offense, excellent defense. It is 5-1, and like we mentioned earlier, it was raining all day long. The rain has stopped to let the girls play today.
That's right, Gavin. And this rain, even though it's been raining almost all day long, this rain certainly hasn't stopped the Knights from playing as great as they are. And like you said with the seniors, it's definitely been a very exciting game for the seniors. They've just come in with so much fire and energy. And like you said, 4 of the three seniors have scored so far. Selena Wang with 2 goals, and along with Autumn Schrader and Samantha Harris scoring as well. 4 of the 5 goals being scored by seniors, and they're up 5-1. And their defense has been great as well. We've seen some great goaltending from both goalies, Madeline DeGraw and Riley Witherby, and even great coverage as well. The Knights have been playing some great lacrosse so far, looking really tough. And hopefully if they can keep that energy and fire going on throughout the game, they can possibly pull off a huge victory on their senior night against Belleville.
If the Knights do win here tonight, that will improve their record to 7-9, still under 500, but just getting that much closer to 500 play. That is going to be passed to number 21, Taja Ferguson. But are they going to count it as a goal? Looks like it is going to be a goal for Taja Ferguson. That is going to make it an 5-2 game here for the North Knights.
And that was a quick goal scored there, as Mackenzie Rogers. That was Tasha Ferguson, excuse me, who just happened to be open there and just was right there and just scored.
Looks like it was looks like there was a little miscommunication there, Parker, on defense. And that was Maya Allison who actually scored that goal for the Township Pride, as she has the ball here again on the far side, but is going to be still loose on the ground, picked up once again by Maya Allison. Allison to about the center of the field, going to be picked up by the North Knights, and Aaron Fleming. Fleming scores a goal here for the North Knights to make it a 6-2 game. What a great goal by Aaron Fleming.
And that was an amazing play overall, as she was just able to steal and pull off a really strong breakaway and just score it. It almost looked like a steal and breakaway in hockey.
Howell North goal scored by number 17.
She had 2 defenders right behind her trying to knock the ball out of her lacrosse stick, but unable to do that. And that is a great goal, and another quick goal here by the North Knights. Right when the Township Pride score, North Knight answers right back with another goal of their own.
So far, like we've said, all the seniors have been playing great. Well, we've also had it's also been a great game for Heavenly Nichols and Aaron Fleming, who are both juniors, and even Riley Witherby on goal. So we have some really good upperclassmen in this game so far. It's been looking really strong.
Good defense by Paige Westerman as she knocked the ball out, but that was Najjar who was able to pick it up and is now taken down by Reese Bennett on the far side. Good defense by the North Knights, but a whistle is going to be blown. Looks like it's going to be called against the North Knights here. So that is going to be number 3, Haley Chenard, who had the ball, and that is going to be a shot just a bit wide by Kaylee Kraus.
Great defending by the Knights.
That is going to be inbounded on the far side of the field by the Township Pride. That is Chernard to about the 12 to 15 yard line. And now it is Kaylee Byer who has the ball. Byer looking for a teammate open, going to be picked up by the goal. Right by the goal. That is Emily Yarcho who had it. Ball is loose at about the 30-yard line, picked up by Faith Lang. Lang to Allison. Allison still looking for a teammate to pass it to. Great defense here once again, like we mentioned, by the North Knights. North Knights not letting up on defense, covering their attacker well. That is Lang who has the ball.
Knights, like you said, keeping that good coverage, not letting any breakaways happen. And that's definitely been a strength throughout this game. Even though they've given up 2 goals, they've definitely been playing some great coverage and not letting the Belleville get too many scoring opportunities.
With just now under 5 minutes left of the first half, the Belleville Township still looking for an open person, as that is Christensen Lang who had it, but taken by the North Knights. That is Sam Harris who had the ball, dumps it out to about the 40-yard line, but looks like it's going to be almost picked up by Selena Wang. Selena Wang with excellent speed, picked up by Sam Harris. Sam Harris passes it to her teammate Heaven Lee Nichols, which is going to be off of a defender and picked up by Kaylee Skykis.
Phenomenal effort from the Knights offense, as they definitely kept track of the ball, and as we saw, Heavenly Nichols and Selena Wang showing great speed and ball handling skills.
Wang with a nice attempt, but easy pickup by Josie Yakel. Great attack there by the North Knights, but unable to unfortunately capitalize. That is going to be dumped out to Maya Allison, but picked up by the North Knights. Ball is loose on the ground. Heavenly Nichols over there, but unable to pick it up, and it's going to be picked up by the Township Pride. Passed to the goalie, but goalie unable to pick it up, and so close by Kaylee Skykis.
That was very close, and Belleville was very lucky on that. That was almost a mistake there, as Kaylee Skykis had a wide open net, but just didn't quite have the accurate shot attempt.
Skykis tried to bounce that one off the ground, and it just bounced a little too high, just above that top crossbar. And that was a good break for the Township Pride. Unfortunate break here for the North Knights, but that is going to be picked up by Riley Wills and the Township Pride.
And now the Township Pride taking the ball down to their offensive side, looking to decrease that lead.
Now Christensen Lang gonna start the play back up for the Township Pride. Lang over to Olivia Futrell. Futrell just a bit wide. Futrell, like we said, the leading goal scorer for the Township Pride. So they are going to look to Futrell for some help, as we just now have 2 minutes left to play in this first half. The Hal North Knights off to an excellent start so far in this half of this game with a 6-2 lead. And that is going to be scored by the Township Pride.
As the score is now 6-3 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left.
Futrell her second goal of the night. Parker, like we said, if the Knights are going to want to have a good shot at winning this game, they're going to have to limit Futrell's scoring plays and scoring opportunities, as that one, cost the Knights another goal. The lead now cut in half by the Township Pride, as it is 6-3 with 1 minute and 50 seconds left of this first half. Parker, as we're getting ready to come into halftime, what are the North Knights going to have to do to keep this up during the second half?
They're just going to have to keep that fire and energy that they've had throughout the game, especially from their seniors. And they haven't just had really good seniors, but they've also had Riley Witherby, Aaron Fleming, and Evelyn Nichols, 3 juniors who've been playing great. Their upperclassmen have just been on fire throughout this game, and they've definitely had a lot of great speed and communication and all those fundamentals of lacrosse, and they've been able to create some good opportunities as Heavenly Nichols showing off her speed, taking the ball down to the offensive zone, looking for that pass, which was really close and is recovered by Aaron Fleming.
Fleming has 1 goal already in this game, but the Knights have showed great speed here in the first half, as that is Heavenly Nichols just a bit wide right of the goal. Good play there. It looked like she was going to continue to go left, tried to do kind of a kind of a backhand shot there, but just a bit wide right. Just now, under a minute left to play here in this first half. And ball still loose on the ground as Josie Yakel trying to pass it to a teammate. Picked up by Skykis. Skykis over to Heavenly Nichols. Great save there by, 2 great saves there by Josie Yakel, as Nichols had 2 good scoring opportunities, but 2 great goal saves by Yakel. 20 seconds now left in this first half. That ball is loose, going to be picked up by the North Knights and Skykis. Under 10 seconds now. Knights looking for 1 final scoring opportunity. Ball's on the ground, and that is going to end the first half here at Francis Howell North. Parker, as we end the first half of a score of 6-3, like you mentioned, the Knights are going to really have to keep, continuing to do what they do. But what have you seen from both sides of the team that you've really liked so far?
I really like their communication and energy. They've definitely shown a lot of energy, and they've, even with the turf being wet with all the rain, they haven't let that stop them. They've still been showing some great speed and agility, and they've been showing a lot of explosiveness and communication, and even on defense, their coverage has just been amazing. It's been a very exciting game for the Knights, especially from their seniors on senior night. And if they can keep all this energy in the second half, they can possibly pull off a really strong victory and increase and bring their record to 7-9.
Yeah, defense is a great, part of this game. Like you mentioned, their defense are going to have to keep up. But communication, like you mentioned, you can't stress it enough in sports. Communication is huge when it comes to sports. The teams got to be on the same page. If you're not on the same page and one person's trying to do one thing and another person's trying to do another thing, it's not going to work out.
Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Sports Break with Jake. This week I'll be talking about
so far from both sides here. I mean, there's been a couple mishaps by the Belleville Township Pride, but other than that, nothing severe that I can see that as a negative.
That's right, Gavin. It's definitely been a great game, and hopefully in their future games, they can even bring their record back up to 500. And as we've said earlier in the game, a lot of these seniors were with the lacrosse team when they started the lacrosse team, and a lot of them know the fundamentals of lacrosse very well, and are even taking those skills into college. And a lot of them, such as Selena Wang and Autumn Schrader have really shown it throughout the game.
Yeah, it's exciting to see, these players who really started the lacrosse program here, and now that they are graduating here, it's just like they've done everything they can to show these underclassmen how to play the fundamentals, and they've really started and kicked this lacrosse, program up, and that's so exciting to see, and just to be a part of it. That's something exciting to see too, because it's like that you're doing something for the school, not only for yourself, but for future generation of girls lacrosse players, and just to know that you got a scholarship to play somewhere else, and you're continuing your lacrosse career somewhere else. That just shows them that not only that your school is seeing it, but other coaches at the higher level are seeing the potential that you have, and they're like, hey, we want you to come play for us. And that is such a big accomplishment for these girls to get the scholarship to continue their career and get another 4 years of lacrosse in, and get to make their mark in school history.
Yes, that's right, Gavin.
And
Very well put.
yeah, I mean, it's so fun to see that, especially if you see all these girls on the north side. They're over there dancing, having fun. They're enjoying themselves down there. And that is what, sports is all about. Yes, you want to be competitive, but it's also about having fun and building the bond, with your teammates.
That's pretty much how it's been all game for the Knights. With being senior night, they came in very excited with a lot of fire and energy, and we just have 1 minute and 15 seconds left until the start of the second half. If they can just keep all that fire and energy they've had throughout the game, it'll be a huge victory for the Knights.
And if the weather can hold out for us for another 24 hours, we will have a varsity boys baseball game tomorrow, Friday at 4:30 here at FHNtoday.com/live versus Rockwood. Myself, Gavin Anderson, and Jordan Malovchak will be calling that game. It will be the first and last baseball stream of the year. Baseball team has looked good. They've have a majority of underclassmen, but they have Ethan Faltasek, who's committed to play college baseball. We have so many good, talented players here, and it's been a really good, boost of confidence, especially to see a lot of these sophomores are playing baseball. So it's going to be fun to see if the rain holds out. It's not supposed to rain as of yet tomorrow, but if it doesn't rain and we have a good weather for baseball, we can see what the sophomores can showcase at the varsity level.
That's right, and especially with Ethan Faltz, like Jackson Mitchell on the Knights for baseball.
Myself, I've got to play with Ethan Faltasek. I played baseball my freshman year, played C-team baseball, and then I got to witness the JV baseball team. I've got to see Ethan Faltasek's skills. He has the skills to play at another level. He's a great pitcher. He has a good bat. And if he can really hone those skills and could finish the year strong, I mean, he's going to perform at the next level, as the second half has now started, and the North Knights once again have started the second half with the ball.
And as you just mentioned, with Faltisek playing at the next level, it's just like some of these lacrosse seniors tonight.
And there we go, Parker. Heavenly Nichols' second goal of the game to bring it to a 7-3 game.
I believe that's Heavenly Nichols' third goal of the game, isn't it?
That would be her second goal of the game.
Oh,
Goal scored by number 31, Heavenly Nichols.
It's been a great season for Heavenly Nichols, as she now has a hat trick, and she was already the leading goal scorer for the team. She could potentially one day be like these seniors that are committing to another college to play lacrosse.
Parker, I think she already has, I think colleges are already looking at her. I haven't talked to her about it, but, I mean, if you score 10 goals in one game and you've scored, as of right now, 61 goals on the year, she has great talent. She has the speed. She's determined. She's confident. As there she goes again. You just see that speed of Heavenly Nichols. I definitely see, college lacrosse in her future. And there's another goal by Heavenly Nichols. That's her third one of the day. There's the hat trick, Parker. I knew it was going to be a matter of seconds before her third goal would come in.
She is on fire tonight.
She is a super fun player to watch. Like I said, Parker, the game that I saw her play almost about a month ago that I got to call, she scored 7 consecutive goals, had 10 goals in one game. That is a school record. I don't remember the last time I've seen anybody score 10 goals in one game.
And with all these seniors the Knights have, they're going to have to look up to people such as her to help lead the team and help them score some goals and win some games.
Yeah, with Heavenly Nichols going to be a senior next year, and a lot of these seniors leaving, as we mentioned, 12 seniors, it's going to be a whole new team next year, but a lot of them are going to look up to Heavenly Nichols as, a mentor, be like, how can I improve my game? How can I get better? What can I do on offense? What can I do to improve on defense? And that is one thing that is so nice about sports. You could have people that you look up to and people that have mentored you in sports, and then all of a sudden you're there teaching them and mentoring them and showing them how to play the fundamentals of lacrosse. As that is going to be taken by the Township Pride. That is going to be number 76, Kyla Kraus.
So, Gavin, with the start of the second half, what are the Knights going to have to do to just keep this great game going?
They're going to have to just continue to what they've been doing all game. Great offense, great defense. The defense has been amazing. The Township Pride does have 3 goals. They've made some great goals, but the defense that I have seen by the Howell North Knights is just amazing. This is the defense that you want to see any game. But that is another goal there by the Township Pride, bringing it an 8-4 game. But like I said, just continue on defense. You got to really stay strong, stay on your man, and really just good communication is going to go a long way. On offense, just continue what you've been doing on offense all game long. Offense has looked amazing. 8 goals so far, 3 by Heavenly Nichols, the rest by the seniors. Selena Wang, who has 2, Samantha Harris, who has 1, and Autumn Schrader, who has 1, and also Aaron Fleming, another junior, who also has 1 goal on the season.
And they're even having Heavenly Nichols in the center doing the face-off.
Heavenly Nichols can do anything on the field. Like we said, she's got the speed. She can play great defense. She has the speed for good breakaway offenses. As that is on the ground and going to be picked up by Autumn Schrader. Autumn Schrader scored the very first goal here for the North Knights as she goes to that far right side and is going to be behind the goal. Passes it. Looks like she tried to pass it to Heavenly Nichols again, but is going to be picked up by the Township Pride, and that is going to be Riley Wills who has it. Christensen Lang, excuse me.
In the Knights' defensive zone, the Knights looking to regain possession and get that ball out of the zone.
That is Olivia Roth who picked up the ball, but good interception there by Futrell. Futrell still has the ball, looking for her teammate. North Knights saw Futrell's stats before the game, saw that she's leading the team, and said, how can we stop Futrell here, as that shot is just a bit wide right and picked up by Chenard. Chenard on that far side of the field. Passes it to Wills.
Knights looking to bring in that really good defense they've had so far all game with all their great coverage and making sure that ball doesn't get through the net.
Look, as you can see here, looks like the Knights are playing a little, one-on-one defense there. As that's going to be picked up by Autumn Schrader. Good defense again by Autumn Schrader and the North Knights.
Schrader looking to find the person to pass to her.
Good spin by Schrader, and it's going to be Selena Wang who has it now. Swing to about the 15-yard line, loses control of the ball, but it looks like a whistle is going to be blown. It looks like possibly against the Township Pride. as that is going to be taken by the Township Pride. That is going to be number 32, Kalisha Gilmore, on the far side. As now it is number 4, Kaylin Najjar, who goes in for a goal. It looks like that goal is going to be scored by Olivia Fertrell.
And that was some great offensive communication there by the Belleville.
That is Fertrell's third goal.
Scored by number 5, her third of the game, Olivia
Fertrell,
Fertrell.
that is her 26th goal.
And as I even mentioned earlier in the game, she's someone that the Knights are really going to have to look out for if they want to keep this lead that they've got, especially with as good of a game as it's been for FHN so far on their senior night lacrosse game. Not only are they going to have to focus on what they're good athletes, but they'll also have to focus on Township Pride's good athletes such as Fertrell, who
Just picked up by the Belleville Township Pride, taken on around the 30-yard line by ball still on the ground, and that is going to be a whistle blown at around the 30-yard line on the near side of the field. About the majority of the team over there. This is going to be taken by number 2, Mia Huddleston, and the North Knights passed to Campbell right around the 50-yard line to the 30-yard line on the right side at about the 10-yard line. She's got a good scoring opportunity and just a bit wide right.
that was so close, but excellent speed from Cameron Bell, who's also committed to play college lacrosse at Lindenwood, I believe.
It's actually Missouri Baptist, I believe, is where she's going to go play.
She definitely showed some skill there, as she wasn't quite able to score the goal, but as she was able to just get by those 2 defenders and break away, but just didn't have the accuracy there.
To still be continued by the Township Pride, but going to be taken by Sam Harris. Sam Harris passes it to Campbell, who's at about the 5-yard line on the far side of the field. Left side of the net, right there. That is going to be a goal by Cameron Bell.
As I was just mentioning, she showed great speed as she was able to get around those 2 defenders earlier when she made that shot attempt, but was now able to get her second chance and scored. As the Knights are now up 9 to 5. One more goal and they've got 10 goals this game so far, and that'll also be another senior on the Knights scoring a goal.
Cameron Bell started on that right side of the net, went behind the goal, and then really pretty much right in the crease on that far or on that left side, the near side of the field, and able to get it in there as both teams are set for the face-off.
She and these other seniors who have committed to college have definitely been showing how they've been able to commit to that college, as Heavenly Nichols, who's also looking to play in college, showing off her speed, which she's been doing all game.
And there's a goal by Heaven Lee Nichols.
A 4th goal of the as the Knights win that one, and Sam Harris apparently with a push on Maya Allison and a yellow card against Sam Harris, with the Township Pride getting the ball back.
That's number 76, Kyla Cross, on that far side, and she was on the near side of the field, slings it across her body and off that left side bar and into the goal. That is going to be her first goal on the game to make it a 6-10 game.
Even as good as the Knights have been doing in this game, the Township Pride, they haven't been quitting. They've still been keeping up. The FHN may still be up by 4 goals, but game trying to beat the Knights. But as we've said, it's just been a very explosive, exciting, tough game. Well, great game for the Knights, and they're going to have to keep increasing their lead.
As that is going to be a face-off won by the North Knights, but picked up on the far side at the midfield line by the Township Pride. As that is now number 32, Kalisha Gilmore. As we now have the video back up, we were having some technical difficulties, trying our best to call the game without video, but it's still been a great game, as we now have under 17 minutes left here to play at Francis Howell North on this girls' senior night lacrosse game, as the Township Pride still have it. Haley Chenard, who has the ball. Nice spin move there, but good defense by the North Knights as Fertrell picks up the ball. Fertrell looks for Riley Wills.
The Knights are going to need to keep that good coverage they've had all game, even though they've given up 6 goals, but they've still been showing great coverage, and they're especially needing it right now, as we just had a whole crowd of players who were all meshed together.
As it is Faith Lang who has the ball here for the Township Pride, as Fertrell with the ball, but still was possessed by Lang, and now Fertrell has the ball. This is who the Knights have needed. Just 3 of the 6 goals for the Township Pride, as she sees an opening, but there's going to be a penalty called on the North Knights.
So Gavin, with 15 minutes and 20 seconds left in the second half, so how has the second half been different from the first half?
Well, Parker, it looks like, I mean, there's not really much that I've seen change from the first half to the second half. Is there's another goal by number 5, Olivia Fertrell. That's her 4th on the game. But other than that, I mean, the North Knights have still played the same game that they've been playing all day long. And, you know, they've still been good on defense, but they still haven't been able to stop Fertrell, you know, tonight. But their defense has been good so far. Besides Fertrell, they are going to have to stop Fertrell. But on offense, the Knights are still aggressive, still attacking on offense.
That's right, Gavin, and now they're only down by, well, right now the Knights are only up by 3, as they were up by 5 earlier. Well, they're going to have to get the ball to their really top offensive leaders, which are such as Heavenly Nichols, who already has 4 goals in this game, and even Autumn Schrader and Selena Wang. And also play some strong coverage and not make too many mistakes.
Yeah, like you mentioned, the North Knights, even though there's now under 15 minutes left, that still gives the Township Pride plenty of time. So the North Knights are going to have to find a way to stop them, as that is Fertrell who has the ball. Fertrell to Christensen Lang. And the ball is rolled and is going to be picked up by the North Knights. That is Haley Jenkins. And that is going to be a call. It looks like on the North Knights.
And a rough hit there, as Township Pride will be getting the ball back in the Knights' defensive zone, looking to decrease the lead to only 2 goals and possibly make a comeback, in which the Knights are going to have to keep playing their strong defense.
That's one thing that the Knights could really improve on if we're looking on something that they need to improve on. They've been playing great all game, but one thing that they need to improve on is those costly fouls. That gives the Township Pride a good opportunity to score, leaves the attacker open for an opportunity, and that's going to be costly, especially if they're in the attacking zone. The North Knights cannot be giving up easy goals like that. As it is, Haley Trinard passes it to, it looks like Kraus has it.
Lately, since that last goal the Knights have scored, I've noticed Belleville's just been taking overs in this game. The Knights haven't had as many scoring opportunities, and it's mostly been Township Pride with the ball.
Looks like it's going to be another penalty on the North Knights. Yeah, the Township Pride has done an excellent job of really holding on to the ball. As you see here, once again, with that penalty, that's going to leave the attacker wide open and pretty much a penalty shot for the Township Pride. But great save by Riley Witherby with the goal wide open, and a great shot by the Township Pride. Witherby able to get it in her stick for a great save, and that shot is going to be wide and through the uprights. But we're not playing. We're not playing football. If that was football, that'd be 3 points, and we'd be tied. But we're not playing football.
But
gotta get a little humor in there sometimes,
Just went through the wrong goal.
But that is still going to be inbounded by the Township Pride. As that is number 4, Najjar.
It's been some strong goaltending from Riley Witherby, and goalie is a very hard position in a lot of sports. It's a lot of pressure, and you're very important as well.
Your whole team relies on you to be able to stop those basically just hard shots. And it's also not easy, especially if you have bodies around you. You can't quite see who has the ball or when they're going to shoot it, so you kind of just have to trust your instincts. And it's definitely not an easy position to play, but when you go out and you get the win and your goalie has an outstanding game, your team will definitely appreciate it.
Last year, the Knights had a really good goalie, Liz Wagner, who is now playing college lacrosse, and ever since she's graduated, it's been Madeline DeGraw and Riley Witherby who have been great replacements for Liz Wagner.
Once again, another great save by Riley Witherby. That ball was shot in the bottom left corner. She gets her stick down and able to pick it up. As that is going to be passed to Heavenly Nichols. If Heavenly Nichols was able to catch that, she would have been gone for possibly her 5th goal. And there's just a big, scruffle around the ball, and it's going to be picked up by who other than Heavenly Nichols. Heavenly Nichols has 2 defenders on her, but great save by Josie Yakel.
It was a great effort by Heavenly Nichols, which she's been showing all game. Once she gets that ball in her stick, that's when you can just see the talent and hard work.
Once again, Heavenly Nichols showing off that outstanding speed that she has.
And a very close scoring attempt there from Township Pride, but Riley Witherby was able to keep the ball. Shoots it there, and as Belleville is able to regain possession.
Haley Trinard had a great opportunity there, but unable to pick up the ball, in which pretty much put the ball right and Riley Witherby's stick. As the Township Pride still have possession here with 9 minutes and 20 seconds left. And it looks like it's going to be a timeout on the play. That is going to stop it with 9:14 left to play here in the second half. Parker, it has been a great game so far from both sides. The Township Pride, though, has been able to make a comeback here. What are the Knights going to have to do on defense to keep the Township Pride in check and ensure that the North Knights are going to get a win here on senior night?
Well, they're going to need some great goaltending, which has been great from Riley Witherby, but they also got to get their defenders and midfielders to play some defense as well, make sure they're covering the right people, and they especially want to make sure that to be ready when Olivia Futrell gets the ball, because she's definitely been a key player for the Belleville Township Pride. And the Francetown North Knights are going to definitely have to watch out for her, and once they get the ball back, they're going to have to pass it to their attackers, especially like Headley Nichols, who already has 4 goals in this game so far, and even their other scoring leaders like Selena Wang and Autumn Schrader. They're just going to have to focus on the fundamentals of lacrosse, showing great teamwork and communication, and definitely that energy and fire which they've had all night, being senior night.
Yeah,
and
like
they're still up 10-7.
Yeah, like you mentioned, Olivia Fertrell, sorry to cut you off there, by the way, but yeah, Olivia Fertrell, like you mentioned, she has 4 goals on the night. That's the majority of the goals. So if they can really limit her scoring opportunities, like we mentioned, it is going to be a good rest of the night here from Francis Howell North. Once again, if you're just now joining in, my name is Gavin Anderson. Joined alongside me is Parker Killian to call tonight's senior night girls lacrosse game here on FHNtoday.com/live. Parker, as we're still in this break, there's only 3 more live streams after this for the 2018-2019 school year. One game tomorrow, if the weather holds out, it will be boys varsity baseball versus Rockwood. That game is going to be called by myself, Gavin Anderson, and Jordan Malovchek. And then you have a game on Monday, which will be girls soccer versus Francis Howell. You'll be announcing that game with Jacob Delaney. And then the very last live stream of the year is going to be girls soccer versus Fort Zumwalt South. And that game is going to be called by Joel Bennett and Jordan Malovchek. It has been a great year so far of high school sports.
Yes, it has. We have had some great teams, and we've especially had the boys varsity volleyball who's playing their senior night volleyball games tonight. They have a lot of seniors just like the girls lacrosse team does, and they even have a great record as well, and some talented youngsters such as Avery Ward and Zach Zimmerman and Dave McManus. Just like how the girls lacrosse, well, they're mostly a team of upperclassmen, but they've even had some talented juniors such as Aaron Fleming and definitely Heavenly Nichols, who has 4 goals tonight and has just been making some great plays. They'll most likely be leaders once all these seniors are gone.
Yeah, and we've had such a great live stream team this year, being able to call games all year long. You know, this being my second year calling Francis Howell North High School sports, it's been definitely one of my most favorites. Been able to venture outside of my comfort zone, calling girls lacrosse with you. It's been a blast seeing, just everybody playing and then everybody contributing to the live stream team. I mean, not only is it, senior night for, the girls, it's, the seniors winding down for the live stream team. As that shot is just a bit wide by Kyla Kraus. Kraus trying to get her second goal on the night and bring it to a 2-point game with 8 minutes and 40 seconds left.
Yeah, it has been a great season, and we've had some other great announcers who will also be announcing in our next streams coming up. And it's also been a good season for lacrosse, even though their record isn't near 500. Tonight's been a great game so far, and they have a lot of talent on the team who, as we've been mentioning earlier, a lot of them will be taking their lacrosse talents into the next level, which is college.
Which is going to be exciting to see that happen, as is going to be another, looks like, open shot for the Belleville Township Pride.
In lacrosse, an open shot is just like a free kick in soccer and a penalty shot in hockey.
And that is going to be another goal by the Belleville Townships with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the game.
Ever since the last goal the Knights have scored, which was by Heavenly Nichols, the Township Prides, they've been able to come back and score 3 goals recently, and the Knights are now just up 10-8. And as I've said, the Township Pride, they've just been persevering all game. They're looking to make a comeback against the Knights, even though they were recently up by the Knights were recently up by 5 goals. The Township Pride, they have been quitting, and just because it's Friendsdale North's senior night doesn't mean that the Township Pride knows that. It doesn't mean it's not their game to win.
Yeah,
the Knights are going to have to keep going.
That goal was scored by number 22 Mackenzie Rogers, and Heavenly Nichols has the ball. It looks like the Township Pride knows what Heavenly Nichols can do, and they're trying to put some extra pressure on Nichols. As that pass was to Emma Vernon, but Vernon not going to be able to catch up, and that ball's going to go out of bounds.
And as you said, they were trying to put that pressure on Heavenly Nichols. Well, that's something the Township Pride will want to do if they want to pull off a win against this FHN Lacrosse team, because she's been a huge factor as she's scored 4 goals and has had some really strong shots on goal. And is just an amazing lacrosse player.
Kraus has the ball on the far side of the field, passes it, but unable to be picked up by Chenard. And that ball is going to go out of bounds and is going to be going the North Knights' way. Just now 7 minutes and 20 seconds left here to play in this game. North Knights looking to just hold the ball on offense, but still get some scoring opportunities.
And now the Knights are finally bringing that ball back to their scoring area, looking to increase that lead. Because as I've said, Township Pride's just been persevering, and they want to try and win this game even though they're losing.
That was a great attempt by Paige Westerman. A little jump shot there, but good save by the Township Pride, excuse me.
And Autumn Schrader, who tried to make the steal but ends up fouling.
The North Knights picking up a lot more fouls here in the second half. In the first half, it was more of the Township Pride, committing penalties. But that is really going to hurt the North Knights if they keep on committing penalties here. As it looks like Paige Westerman is going to take it behind the net and bring it to the near side of the field. Westerman looking for somebody. Westerman up the middle. And that is going to be a call, looks like, on the Township Pride. Westerman able to get it into the net, but the whistle was called before the ball went in, so Westerman is going to set up basically for a free shot. This is actually Autumn Schrader, excuse me. Schrader with her second goal of the game.
And that's exactly what the Knights have been needing lately, because even though they've already scored 10, well, Township Pride, they've been catching up, and Autumn Schrader there, who it's her second goal of the night, and she's also one of our future college lacrosse girls on this FHN lacrosse team.
Autumn Schrader provides what the Knights needed with another goal to bring it to a 11-8 game with 5 minutes and 35 seconds left here. That is going to bring momentum once again to the North Knights side. Give the North Knights just a little bit more breathing room as they look to cap off senior night with the victory to improve their record to 7-9 and then drop the Township Pride to 4-6. Face off now. Won by the North Knights.
Picked up by Heavenly Nichols, who is very fast and looking to increase the lead.
Heavenly Nichols with the spin move, still being teamed up against. And there's Aaron Fleming. Fleming on that far side of the field.
Looking to get around defenders and get a scoring opportunity.
Now behind the goal is Fleming. Fleming just a bit wide to the left. She was right there by the goal. Looked like she was going to continue running, kind of stopped, spun, and tried to shoot it. But like we said, just a bit wide to the left.
She almost scored her second goal of the game there. But a great effort by Fleming.
Aaron Fleming, another one of these future seniors next year, looking to bring up the next wave of varsity varsity lacrosse players, here at Francis Howell North. Is Schrader. Schrader, who just scored her second goal, passes it to Emma Vernon. Vernon, as you can see, has that knee brace on, passes it to Heavenly Nichols. And Nichols passes it to Wang, but Wang was unable to pick it up and still unable to pick it up. Finally picks it up and is at about the 20-yard line. Wang passes it to Heavenly Nichols. Heavenly Nichols has had a great night once again here on senior night. Nichols on the far side, and there she goes again. Heavenly Nichols with her 5th goal on the night.
A great goal and a great game from Nichols, as she's now recorded her 5th goal, and an excellent attack there from Nichols, which she is just so good. Once she gets that ball in her stick, she's almost always a threat to the other team. It's just like how the Knights have been trying to look out for Olivia Futrell, who has scored 4 goals tonight for the Township Pride. Well, the Knights have got Heavenly Nichols, who now has 5 goals.
Futrell and Nichols going back and forth here in scoring opportunities for both teams. Like we mentioned, Heavenly Nichols, she's just fun to watch here. And that is 2 consecutive goals scored by the North Knights to make it a 12-8 game with 3 minutes and 55 seconds. That's pretty much put this game away. I mean, the Township Pride still has plenty of time to score, but it is going to be hard to come back with only 3 minutes left, as now Schrader has it on the far side of the field at about the 15, now to the 10, up to the goal line, and passes it to her teammate, Ellen Davis.
Nice, looking to get up by 5 points.
And that is going to be out of bounds by the North Knights, and it looks like it's going to be inbounded or taken in by the Township Pride.
I mentioned earlier in the game there was one point where the Knights just couldn't get that ball out of their defensive zone well. Now they've got in their offensive zone and were even able to score a couple times and increase their lead.
As that is going to be passed to Kelly Byer. That is now to Emily Yarcho. Yarcho to Reese Bennett. Bennett passes midfield, and that pass was intended for Maya Allison, but picked up by the North Knights. There goes Heavenly Nichols once again. She's got a defender in front of her, a defender on her left. She breaks one defender. She's got an open space, but great save by Josie Yakel. Riley Witherby once again showing off her speed, looking to get her 6th goal of the game, but unable to capitalize. Now with 2 minutes and 10 seconds left of the game, Knights up 12-8 here.
Oh, and Belleville looking to try and decrease that lead, as they've got a close scoring. That was a close shot there, but Witherby able to make a great save.
That was Maya Allison who showed off that tremendous speed and unable to capitalize. There was another shot by number 5, Olivia Futrell.
And the Knights with the ball back, trying to bring it back to their scoring zone and score some points and increase their lead, or run the clock out, as there's only a minute and 23 seconds left to go in this game. Still enough time for Belleville to score, and didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, no, that's fine. I was just going to say that Krause had the ball for Belleville. But like you mentioned, Belleville still has plenty of time to score with a minute and 19 left. But Parker, I don't think they have enough time to tie this game up.
That's right, Gavin, and they've been playing some great defense, even though there was, at one point, it almost seemed like the game was about to get tied. They didn't quit. Both teams have been persevering throughout this game, but Riley Witherby, she's been playing an excellent game as goaltender, and the defenders have been showing some great coverage even when it seems like we're just about to get scored on.
Yeah, we were only up by 2 points, but with there's another goal by the Belleville Pride. Like I was getting ready to say, the 2 goals by Autumn Schrader and Heavenly Nichols to get us up by 4. Now we are only up by 3. Makes it 12-9 with 1 minute and 6 seconds left.
With 1 minute and 6 seconds left, if the Township Pride want to win, they're really going to have to kick it in, because
they're going to have to win every single face-off here from now on and like score a goal within about 10 to 20 seconds.
That's right, Gavin, which, as I've been saying, they've been persevering. Well, both teams have, offensively and defensively, but I feel like the Knights can really pull off a victory here. They just got to be ready on defense and just have that fire and explosiveness, and even keep the ball out of their defensive zones. And they've got some speedy players such as Schrader and Nichols. As they just won the face-off here, if they can keep the ball in their offensive zone, then this will be an easy win, as there's less than a minute to go.
Yeah, Krause with her second goal on the night. Parker, all the Knights really need to do here is hold on to the ball, as that is being taken up by Autumn Schrader. Schrader holding onto the ball with 45 seconds left. The Knights are going to win the 2018 to 2019 senior night, with the Knights having 12 seniors on the year. On the team this year, it's going to be a nice way to end their career here at North with a victory. With just now 20 seconds left, Schrader still has the ball on the near side. Schrader with the spin move.
Knights just trying to run the clock out, and didn't mean to interrupt you there.
Oh, you're good, as it's now Emma Vernon. Parker with just now 5 seconds left. What have the Knights done this game that really impressed you?
Oh, I just love seeing all that fire and energy from the Knights. It's been amazing, and as they're a very old, experienced team, and they definitely know the fundamentals of lacrosse, as a lot of them have joined the program when it just started. And great senior night for the 12 seniors here at Francistown North, and even the juniors, Aaron Fleming and definitely Heavenly Nichols. It's a great game for the Knights, and if they can keep playing like this, they could possibly even just go above 500 and regain a winning record. But
Parker.
definitely a great night for the lacrosse team, as they were able to win 12-9.
Yeah, like you said, Parker. Well, now with the final score being 12-9, those seniors getting those hugs from their other teammates, other upperclassmen, other seniors, and their underclassmen. It was just their final home game. The seniors ended off well. Like you said, what I really enjoyed watching was Heavenly Nichols and everybody else, just the speed, the electricity of these two teams, and just the sheer determination to win this game. Parker, the next game that the Knights are going to be playing will be on the 6th at Notre Dame. What do the Knights need to do there to bring themselves one game within 500?
Well, if they can play like they did at senior night and even make this a game to remember, as all that communication and explosiveness they had, they can possibly pull off a huge victory just like they did tonight.
like you said, just keep up the sheer determination, that offense, and with the final score being 12-9. My name is Gavin Anderson. Join alongside me, Parker Killen, to announce this game. And be sure to join us tomorrow on the 3rd for boys baseball. Also want to give a big shout out to Sarah Williams, Mike and Jake Willman, and who helped produce this game, Carson Ramirez. Once again, my name is Gavin Anderson. Be sure to join us tomorrow if the weather holds up for some varsity baseball, and have a good night.